I hope I land on something I hate. I'm not going to dignify that with a comment.
Rest in pieces, down for the count.
I know what you're thinking. Hey, didn't you earlier lambaste the fuck out of this game? Yes, that's true, I did. And I still stand behind every word of that video, but hear me out, okay? Modern Warfare Zombies was doing a free trial the last couple of days, and since this was the only thing I gave a damn about in Modern Warfare 3 in the first place, I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I spent the last 2 days giving Modern Warfare Zombies a good crack, and I have some thoughts I'd like to share. I got a lot to say, so get some refreshments ready, because we're going to be here for a while. Hi, I'm Kerri-San McDaniels, and Modern Warfare Zombies is... it's not good. The last modern zombies game I played was Black Ops Cold War. This was the game that introduced an open world to the zombies formula, and I was super mixed about it. On one hand, they're trying something new, and I like that, but on the other hand, it has major issues. For one, big open maps never worked well for zombies because it makes the zombies much less threatening. Old school zombies maps are super claustrophobic for a reason. It makes it much scarier. Pair this with the fact that every single zombie can kill you in 2 hits. Check this out. I'm gonna get down on purpose here. Yeah, dead in 2 hits from one zombie. Compare that with Modern Warfare Zombies, where even with no Juggernog, I could take 5 hits before dying. And that's with no armor plates equipped it either. Armor plates that are everywhere and you're never in danger of running out of. I ran around with like 11 of these at any given time. The zombies are very rarely in large enough numbers to concern you, and even when they are, all you have to do is use the mostly empty map to your advantage. It's kind of a joke how easy it is to avoid all the zombies, and if you ask me, this is not a small issue. While I'm on the subject of infinite armor plates, they are stupidly cheap at the buy station, so there will never be a situation where you run out of them. Another thing you will also never run out of is ammo. I'm dead serious when I say I never once ran out of ammo the whole time I was playing. Every single zombie, practically every single zombie drops ammo when they die, and they drop a lot. This bothers me. This bothers me quite a bit because ammo was always an issue you had to worry about in classic zombies. Every max ammo hit you like drinking ice cold water on a hot day, but here, never necessary. I never actually needed a max ammo, ever. Before I go on though, I'd just like to quickly dispel some assumptions people might be making right now. If you're expecting me to dump all over this just because it's nothing like classic zombies, it's bad because it's not like zombies, it's not like Black Ops 1, it's not like World at War, nah. Well, that's not what I'm here to do. That would be shallow and dumb, and I like to think that I'm a better critic than that. Besides, classic zombies is not perfect by any means. In fact, I think it's in dire need of streamlining. Black Ops 3 did it pretty well with the gobblegum system. It was something that made the game streamlined but didn't completely ruin the game's difficulty. And that brings us to the first major issue of Modern Warfare Zombies, which you probably already figured out by now. It's too damn easy.
Say the magic word.
Help me! Don't let the monster eat me! Losers!
Ralph is not amused, you. How do you say? That's
Dorks!
yes, that is what I said.
Most of the time, it's too easy. Yes, I did die here, but in my defense, the mission I was doing was designed for a squad of 3. I always played by myself. So how do I put this? It being too easy isn't necessarily the problem. The main problem is the inconsistent difficulty curve. Sometimes it's too easy, sometimes it's impossible. To illustrate my point, here's what happens when you use a non-pack-a-punch weapon at base rarity in the level 2 danger zone. These zombies, even with all headshots, take entire magazines to kill. If you aren't familiar, zombies don't become harder to kill as time goes on like in classic zombies. Instead, more difficult zombies only spawn in certain parts of the map. The jump in difficulty is immediately noticeable, and essentially means that you will not last long here if you don't have a decent pack-a-punched weapon. I also noticed that occasionally in the danger level 2 zone, zombies that are much faster than you spawn and hit you so you can't just tack sprint away every single time. It's kind of almost like the developers are aware that the zombies pose basically no threat to you if you press the W key at some point. In classic zombies, the difficulty started out really easy and escalated slowly as the round number increased. This leads to like the first 5 or so rounds being very boring and slow. Every zombies player would admit that. It took a while to get any kind of decent flow going, but once it got going, it was firing on all cylinders the rest of the time. This is a problem with zombies I was hoping they'd have a solution for, but Modern Warfare Zombies really doesn't solve this problem at all. Arguably it's worse, because now the game has no difficulty curve at all. Until you walk somewhere else, then it's practically unwinnable. So now you might be wondering, well, there's not much challenge to speak of in the zombie killing department, so what's the point? Well, see, that's where the contracts come in. These are randomly generated objectives in several different categories you can complete in order to earn essence, which you need to pack a punch, use the mystery box, buy perks, etc, etc. All standard stuff. That would be all fine and good if it weren't for one tiny whiny eensy weensy little problem. You have a time limit. Wait a minute there. Hold on one cow-picking minute here, sonny boy. You mean to tell me that I got a time limit in zombies? Yes. Yes, it is. Yep, it's true. Why is that an issue, you might be wondering? Well, it's a huge issue that causes a lot of headaches, and I'll explain why. 45 minutes seems generous at first, but trust me, it isn't, especially as a solo player. The best way to obtain the best gear and perks is to complete main act objectives. Some of these are very simple, but many others are annoying and bullshit. A perfect example, one objective wanted me to use the Shatter Blast ammo mod to break the armor pieces off of armored zombies. This is bullshit for a variety of reasons. Number one, you have to actually find a Shatter Blast ammo mod, which is given out entirely at random. You have no control of what you get. Usually it means you have to do contracts, but those are also random, and maybe it's just me, but I always get the most dog shit rewards from this method. I swear, if I get the Death Perception and Tombstone Soda one more goddamn time, I'm gonna scream. Once I got that shit like 5 times in a row, not even kidding, but anyway, that's the first problem. The second problem is that ammo mods work entirely at random. You have no control over when the mod activates. So God forbid it activates when you're shooting the wrong zombie, or even worse, when you miss entirely. Number 3, armored zombies are only abundant in the level 2 danger zone, and that means you need a pack-a-punch weapon, or else you're doing diddly dick for damage. Which means you need 5,000 essence for a pack-a-punch, which if you're starting at 0, you could easily take about 20 minutes doing contracts to get, and that leaves you no room for perks, which are usually pretty expensive, and on top of that, you could forget the mystery box because that costs nearly 1,000 essence, and so on and so on and so on. This wasn't the only objective like this. There was one a lot like it, except I had to use the freezing mod to freeze 10 hellhounds. That one was much worse, considering hellhounds have much less health, so it means more often than not you would kill them long before the effect would trigger. Oh yeah, and the one with the fucking sentry guns. Good lord, this sentry gun is the most useless piece of crap I've ever used. It seems like a little bit of elevation is too much for this gun to handle. I mean, look at this shit. Fucking look at this shit. Hello, today, Junior, fucking shoot them, you piece of crap. You have to kill freaking mercs with this thing, and it just sits there. What are you doing? Some of these objectives are absolute shit-ass, is my point. Now that I'm thinking about shit-ass things, we need to talk about some of the network issues here.
What in the mother of ass was that?
Hurry, Ed, you almost got me!
You'll probably see that high latency is a common problem I've had, even though my internet is pretty good, all things considered. But that pales in comparison to the freaking packet burst crap. It wasn't too horrible, but it happened just enough to be annoying. Not to mention, this happened more than once. There was even times where the game went full GTA San Andreas blocky graphics. Yeah, don't ever go super fast on this map. You might break the world around you. And before you ask, yes, I let all the shaders preload before playing, so that's not what's causing this problem, apparently. There certainly isn't a lack of things to do, which is nice. It's clear that they're trying to make zombies more casual and approachable to new players. You know, this is a noble goal, and I support that. However, there's a lot of glaring issues with how they did it. One of the easiest fundamental flaws I can point to is the fact that you can take in any gun you want. Whoa, hey, wait a minute. How could that be a big issue? How is that possibly a big issue, you might be wondering? Oh, it's a huge issue when you really think about it. Allow me to explain. When you load up classic zombies, all you have is a pistol, 500 points, and maybe a bottle of vodka if you're lucky. Every game starts the same, but once you leave the room and hunt for the mystery box and turn on the power, that's when the game becomes a unique journey. The developers limit you at the start on purpose so that when you get the ray gun or HK-21 in the box, you feel like a god. It's a classic loop, zero to hero. This game loop has worked for decades at this point. It's just like the hero's journey template in novels. It works. It just works, as Todd Howard would put it. To be fair to Modern Warfare Zombies, there are a lot of those zero to hero elements, but since you could start with any weapon you want, it kind of ruins this gameplay loop completely. The gun balance in Zombies has always been spotty, to say the least. Shotguns become super unreliable later on, snipers are mostly impractical no matter what round you're on, pistol bullets do less damage than bunny farts with the exception of the revolver, ARs and SMGs get the job done, but they aren't anything to write home about. So as a result, the only weapons that are worth using are the wonder weapons and the LMGs. LMGs do everything that ARs can do but better because they don't have the tiny magazines to worry about. Pair this with Speed Cola and Juggernog and congratulations, you're the bastard child of Chuck Norris, Rambo, and Mike Tyson. What I'm trying to say is that you're an unkillable god that even Goku wouldn't get in a bar fight with. The point here is that the gun balance in Zombies was always lopsided. There's no reason to use anything other than an LMG. It's the most easily available and most versatile tool for any situation. But this wasn't an issue in classic Zombies because the LMG was much harder to get. You can only get it by getting super lucky in the mystery box. There's nothing wrong with overpowered weapons as long as their power is balanced by their availability. But in Modern Warfare Zombies, you can spawn one from your insured weapon slot. Sure, you lose it if you die, but needless to say, if you have an LMG, you're not gonna die unless you do something stupid. What breaks the game even more is the fact that you can take perks and other tools into the game as well. And check this out. Here's Juggernog, here's Speed Cola, Stamina Up, Element Pop. Oh look, I get a free Pack-a-Punch too? Well, son of a bitch, it must be my birthday. Oh, no way, I could start the game with a wonder weapon? Fuck me, can I get fries with that? If I do it 10 times, do I qualify for a free chocolate shake? The difficulty was broken before, but now these zombies have no chance in hell. I mean, I'm fine with losing on occasion, you know? I mean, shit. Now, maybe you're the kind of person who's gonna tell me, I don't think this sounds that bad. I like the guns in this game. They feel great, and it sounds like it could be fun with friends. You know, I could see that. Sure. Yeah, I can see that. But even if everything I just explained doesn't bother you, this is the thing that might break you over time.
I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way to what I want from this world. And years from now,
The map. The map is too goddamn big. And by big, I don't mean in sheer size. I mean it's way larger than it needs to be. Big maps aren't a problem if they have some notable landmarks and aren't filled with, you know, featureless desert all around. Cars tend to spawn a lot, but you'll run into plenty of times where there's no vehicle in sight and you have no choice but to put on your Walkman and start jogging. Does anyone even know what a Walkman is anymore? No? Nobody? Fuck, I'm old. Speaking of getting old, good fucking god, all of this monotonous walking is really what got to my nerves like you wouldn't believe. It doesn't help that you have no time to screw around. When you're walking, you're wasting time. Oh yeah, and if you think non-stop walking is annoying, get ready to find a new lobby every 30 minutes, having to stare at the lobby screen several times a session. You know, just in case your patience wasn't being worn thin enough already. God help you if you want to buy perks, because that'll cost you a decent chunk of time and a fair bit of essence on top of that. The perks spawn in random places every time, so if you need speed cola for your LMG, for example, you better pray to God it doesn't spawn on the other side of the map, because you know what that means.
This guy's driving is slower than my gastrointestinal tract.
Yes, Mother.
You're slow, you're fat, and you smell like wet sauce.
Yes, Mother.
You're ruining the tires, Seymour. I'm not paying for them.
Fine, Mother.
If you asked me what the narrative was like in Modern Warfare Zombies, all I would say to you is, there was a narrative? All I remember is there was people talking in my ear occasionally about whatever dumb shit was going on. You'd be forgiven for thinking there wasn't a narrative at all. There are cutscenes, sure, but those are really infrequent. I found an audio log from time to time, but I rarely had the time to sit and listen to it before I had to do something else. The story stuff in classic Zombies was silly but fun, and it made you want to do the Easter eggs for every map. Although, I still have shit to bitch about there. The Easter eggs in Zombies, let's be honest, they were poorly designed. This is probably the opinion I'll get the most shit for, but I'll just say it. I think the Easter eggs in the classic Zombies were poorly designed. They were poorly designed in the sense that they always needed a walkthrough to figure out what the hell to even do in the first place. Come on, you used a walkthrough, everyone did, there was no way you couldn't have. To me, that's a sign of bad design and or poor communication. For maps like Moon, Shangri-La, Transit, etc., there is just no way in hell you would have figured it out on your own. It's not like it wasn't important. I mean, the Easter eggs had major story beats in the narrative, so why are they so damn obscure? It's needlessly annoying. I mean, sure, I like that it doesn't hold your hand, but at the same time, it was so cryptic that only the biggest no-lifes can figure it out. And, I mean, this is the age of the internet. People are just gonna look it up. So, my point is, there's literally no reason to design it this way. It's just annoying. Everything I just complained about is more or less absent in Modern Warfare Zombies, and if I had to guess, it's because Modern Warfare 3 was only given an 18-month development cycle. That's insane given a game of this size. I'm not surprised at all that they just took DMZ and put zombies in it. I mean, what else could they realistically do? This game mode was cobbled together on crunch time, and it feels like it. My heart goes out to the developers, by the way. I'm not blaming them for this. You guys did an amazing job considering your crushing working conditions. You guys deserve better than to be treated like that. And with that, I think that's all I had to say so far. So to wrap everything up, I will talk about a few positive things, because there were a few. The gun combat feels fun and satisfying. I mean, this is Call of Duty, so it should be. Hitting a zombie with a drill charge will never not be entertaining. I generally like the special zombies that break up the monotony sometimes. The Pack-a-Punch camos look rad as fuck. I mean, they speak for themselves. I like that you fight mercenaries with guns sometimes, and how zombies can attack them too. That's pretty cool. Fortresses were fun, but pretty much impossible to do solo because those shock troopers take an insane amount of bullets. The map looks cool. If it was like 85% of its current size, I think it'll be more tolerable. Oh, and before I forget, the Wonder Weapons. Oh yes, they are pretty damn good. Here's the Wonder Waffle, and yes, that is what I call it. If that makes you mad, I don't care. That's what it's a Wonder Waffle. It's actually pronounced a Wonder Waffle. No, it's the Wonder Waffle. Shut your mouth. It has an inspect animation now, and it kicks ass. Only thing I'm not a fan of is the fact that you could pick up ammo for it from killed zombies. This kind of ruins the balance of the gun, because I never once ran out of ammo. All of that taken into consideration, overall, Modern Warfare Zombies was not terrible. Yeah, it doesn't exactly say a lot, I know, but it's not terrible. You could still have fun. I'd be lying if I said I had no fun here. However, I still call it not good because it has way too many glaring issues that will drag it down over time if not addressed. The game overall being too easy is what will really make it not stand the test of time. I honestly think that they should go back to making zombies stronger over time rather than what they have now. They should at the very least do something about that out of place timer. Timers do not belong in zombies. I'm sorry, they just don't. I think if they made both of these changes at once, it would improve many of the problems I've had overall. Also, while I'm thinking about it, instead of the RNG drops for everything, maybe allow you to bank the essence you don't use, like in Black Ops 2 Transit. You remember when you can bank points in that game? Yeah, maybe if they had a system where you could just buy perks and weapons from the menu and take it into the map, make them super expensive and shit, but you know, you could buy them from the menu and take them into the map. I mean, hell, that would fix the unbalanced nature of the weapons, at least in my opinion. But yeah, it's about all I had to say about Modern Warfare Zombies. It was not very good, but it was something. I'm Kerri-San McDaniels, and I guess y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.